Hey guys, welcome to Object XD. My name is not just really just kidding. My name is Ro, and I made Object XD, my ninth object show. Yeah, this is my ninth object show. I don't want to talk about the others, but they're not really good in my opinion. But let's talk about this video. How Object XD was made and inspired. So let's begin, shall we? Okay, it all begins from last year, from April 2025. I was pretty bored without any good idea for an object show. The object show that I interested for the moment from Object Low. Yes, SMG Blender created an object show called Object Low. Object Low is basically a show inspired by Object Full by Gag of Greeny. Yes, I'm watching right now Object Full for remembering the first season of Object D. So if you don't know what Object Low is, I will go to SMG Blender's channel to understand the whole thing. Well, since I watched Object Low, on April, I guess, the very first time, I was super fan of the show. I was a really fan of the show. And I wanted to do the same thing as SMG Blender did. So, when I went to a place on a country, on a Spanish country, on Central America, I went to the beach house, and then that got me inspiration to make my own very object show. Until that day, I was hearing the Flumpty Jam. Yes, I was hearing the Flumpty Jam because the Flumpty Jam was amazing. Because I was really big fan of the song, and then I made my own MFV for making the 10th anniversary to the song. And anyways, let's go back to the topic. Well, Object D was inspired by Object Low by SMG Blender. Yes. So how the character were inspiration? Okay, let's go one by one. First of all, let's go to Upper Purse. Yes, the girl one. Upper Purse was inspired by Hell Kitty Purse. Yes, at that time I was watching Rico no Mori, an anime by Hell Kitty, and Hell Kitty was using Upper Purse. And then I know that I watched television with Venture Objects, a show by Ruben and Leo friends, and there's a character named Kuromi's Call, and since Kuromi's Call is in an object show, and Kuromi is in an object show, why not Hell Kitty in an object show? Well, for this object show, Apple Purse is the first Hell Kitty character to be in an object show. Melody Tact. Melody Tact is basically inspired by My Melody. Yes, on all the anime, on Only Guy My Melody used a magic one called Melody Tag. That's how the original name have it. And I don't know how the name should be correctly, but who cares? So, my Melody Tag was inspired by My Melody. Yes, that's why Only Guy My Melody is one of the show inspiration too. Kuromi no is basically inspired by Kuromi. Yes, and Kuromi's called. Yes. Since this is the second Kuromi object to be in our object show, Kuromi Note was basically a joke character to me, yes. Basically, she's gonna be the first one out, but and SMG Banana hates her. I know that. But basically, the second Kuromi to be an object show, yes. Now let's go to the next crew. Blue Leafy, Green Fire, and Yellow Bubble. All these three characters are from inspired by a Carrie Huang video, yes. At that time, I was watching a short film from Carrie that Leafy, Fiery, and Bubble were different colors. And then, I decided to add them to the show to give more protagonists. And that's why these three characters are on the show. Basically, Red and Nazo was knowing the original plan. So, let's next to the next thing. So, the next character is Birthday Boy Lamb from One Night of Flumpties. Yeah. Birthday Boy Lamb is my favorite character from One Night of Flumpty. Yes, basically he's a kind of object dude and a Dennis Ward character in my opinion. Well, I know that Dennis Ward came out 9 years ago since One Night of Flumpties, but Birthday Boy Lamb, he's funny, and also I think inspired by Kevin Jr. But there's a beer boarding that has Birthday Boy Lamb, but I can't remember the name of the beer boarding. But there was a character that Birthday Boy Lamb was in, and then that way Birthday Boy Lamb is in Object XD. And the last character I wanted to talk about is from Tilla. Yes, she's basically my least favorite character for all Objects D history. Well, the reason why I hate her because I want to make poke at her. I know that I hate Rule 34 a lot, but I wanted to do poke her, and that's why she was the first one out. And well, thanks for my friend Ramen. He made Vampira a more family-friendly version. And then, yeah, that way this Vampira new art is way more better than the original Vampira. And let's talk about the host, Blueberry Ice Cream. Well, Blueberry Ice Cream, he wasn't in the original plan. Well, there was a host called Spray Coke. Yes, it was gonna be a joke character on the show, but, kind of fun away. But then, when I tried to draw the second wave, I drew a character similar to whipped cream from Object Tarot. And then, well, this character was with Blueberry Ice Cream. And that I saw an Object Tarot reboot, a third reboot, on, I guess, on Patreon, because I can't really remember what's the page is. But whipped cream was a different color. So, yeah, that's why Blueberry Ice Cream is inspired by whipped cream from Object Tarot. SMG Blender, please don't hate me. Anyways, how the first episode was gonna be? Well, the first episode was gonna be something like this. It's gonna be all the challenges similar to Object Full, but it ended up to be on Object Blood challenges. Okay, so let's talk about this last thing, the recommended characters. Well, I want the show to be inspired by Object Full and animatic battles, so I'm a new fan to recommend the character on the show. Not invented myself, cause I don't wanna invent the characters just forgetting. But that's why the fans could recommend characters. For example, Break, Girlfriend, Sweet Mayhem, Notebook, etc. And that's why the final result came out. And for the movie, well, the movie was officially inspired by Inanime Insanity, the movie. Yes, do you know, Inanime Insanity is one of my favorite object shows, and that's why the movie was so good. And then, well, I did try to make it longer. I thought it's gonna be longer, just like the scripts. But that's all for today's, folks. So, what's your favorite and least favorite character from Objects D? And which episode was your favorite? Which character do you want to see more? What was your prediction of Objects D? And yeah, so thanks for watching for this video. See you next time.